The NBA Season 8 2021 games and highlights coming up next. NBA Season 8 2021 matchups coming up next. Dallas Mavericks 6-7, Miami Heat 7-5. NBA Season 6 2021 matchups coming up next. Detroit Pistons 3-1-0, Indiana Pacers 8-5. NBA Season 8 2021 matchups coming up next. Detroit Pistons 3-1-0, Atlanta Hawks 6-7. NBA Season 8 2021 matchups coming up next. Orlando Magic 6-8, Minnesota Timberwolves 3-9. NBA Season 8 2021 matchups coming up next. Phoenix Suns 7-5, Houston Rockets 4-8. NBA Season 8 2021 matchups coming up next. Sacramento Kings 5-9, Los Angeles Clippers 1-0-4.
welcome you to Miami, Florida. I'm Ed Cohen with Jay Williams. And Jay, this might be the greatest club in the NBA.
Ooh, Ed, I'm ready. I'm really relaxed, but I get worried. The letters MIA is actually a distress signal. I've seen it personally. A lot of players go missing in action in South Beach.
Well, come on inside the AAA American Airlines Arena and the start of this one here tonight. Opening tip, won by the Heat, and we're underway. In Miami. Driving right to the basket. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at three coming up.
And I love the smile on the face of the offensive player. Sometimes luck is on your side. I don't know how that shot went in, but and one.
Missed it at the line.
Shoot it!
Fires the three, buries it on the catch and shoot.
That shot was nice, but that pass, that was the real highlight. Good teams always find a way to get the best shot available.
Screen coming. Jay, sometimes it's not just the Heat that does opponents in Miami.
I've been a victim to this multiple times when we have played the Heat, and I think other franchises from cold cities have been the same. There's a reason why the Miami Heat have such an advantage down here on South Beach. You catch them on an off night, it's rare that opposing teams are ready to play.
And the finish, slam dunk.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
To Butler. Jimmy Butler, 2 for 2. That's what you want. We talk so much about who are the MVP candidates, but there are other guys who are so valuable to their teams, and Jimmy Butler at the forefront of that list.
I have a phrase that I use when I describe players like Jimmy Butler. It's called most valuable mentality. There are certain players that approach the game with a certain mindset every single day that they will do anything possible to win the ball game. He plays with his heart and soul every single possession and every night, and he will leave it on the court if that means he can win the ball game.
And he makes them both. Butler into the front court. Down by 1. Waiters to Butler. Jimmy Butler, 3 for 3. That's a perfect start.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
To Tobias Harris. Nice pass to get things going.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
To Butler. That's rebounded by Embiid. The drive, right to the basket, right down Broadway for the 2. Defender has to pick him up.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
Here comes the screen. Joel Embiid with a piece.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
Right time, right player.
Can't teach height.
Embiid. To Tobias Harris. Going to launch beyond the arc. They snuffed it out. Tobias Harris missed it.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Oh, he's denied.
Oh, big man doing work right there.
And his foot was on the line. It's going the other way. Lets it fly from long range. Now that's a contest. Basket's good on the follow. Way to stay with it.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
To Waiters. And Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler. He's now 4 for 6.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Grabs his own miss and scores. Good concentration.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
To Butler. Oh, great defense there, forcing the pickup. The screen sets him up for 2.
They're going to have to find answers defensively and quickly because he's carving them up in the first quarter.
No, he missed a short one there. Butler to bring it up. Down 3. Oh, the touch at the rim. Count it.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core. Oh, he sent that one to the 3rd row.
He was locked in. That was impressive. Tough shot. Well defended. It's the Heat with the possession. To Waiters. Butler to Waiters. Dion Waiters missed his first. That one goes.
For a smaller player, you have to be more creative with your imagination when you finish with those shots around the rim. For the audience, that may look difficult, but for the player himself, that's what they practice every single day.
Waiters. That one's going to be out of bounds. Some lineup changes now for both clubs. Butler, defended by Nick Young. Gets a look. Can't hit. Nice pace. Sets it up and slams it down. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
Sixers control it. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Message received. Well defended. To Butler. Has a look. Wide open look, won't go.
That's called a heat check right there. Surprised he missed that one. That was an open look.
Tobias Harris. Blocked away.
That one's in the 15th row.
Huge denial. Changes coming from both sides right now. Butler to Bradley. Doesn't have the touch. No good. He'd get control. And a whistle.
Those cat-like hands almost got a steal.
Butler. Had a chance, but it's no good. Up top, it's Young. Down a point. Here's a chance from long range. Seth Curry off the mark. Good defense. Butler into the front court. He'll run the offense. You've got to get that one to go. Knocked loose. Out of bounds. Last touch by the Heat. It remains Sixers basketball. Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups.
Number 10, Andre Iguodala.
For three. Nick Young is going to get 3 shots here. A career 83% free throw shooter. First one goes down. And he hits the second. Hits all 3 free throws. It's the Heat with the possession. To Butler. Joel Embiid sends it away.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
To Nick Young. Finish that. Butler to bring it up. They trail by 2. Gets it in the left corner. Bradley. Now a pass stolen by the Sixers. Seth Curry. Nothing going here on that drive. Had a good look there, but it's no good. Butler into the front court. Down just a couple. To Bradley. Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
Tie ball game so far. Neither one of these teams really able to pull ahead. Might be time to put the bench players in the game, and let's see who could differentiate themselves.
Tough make through traffic.
Defenders had no chance on that one. That's why we call it the elite tier.
Bradley to Butler. Joel Embiid with the block.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
It's in the hands of Philadelphia. Seth Curry to Nick Young. Nothing going here on that drive. To Nick Young. Fires the 3.
That reach was just about a second off. He got his hand in there a little bit quicker. That would have been a steal.
Just enough imbalance. And he connects on the first free throw. Second is 3. Got it.
Philadelphia, number 20, Dwight Howard.
And he cashes in at the line. 3 for 3. Butler to bring it up. Down 5. Bradley. Nice pass to set things up.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play.
Philadelphia with the basketball. Knocked loose. Butler. Pass stolen by Miami. To Butler. Bradley to Butler. Beyond the arc for three. And Jimmy Butler adds three.
Think about how smart of a play that is, to have the awareness to get behind the three-point line off the step back.
They'll take 3 over 2 any day of the week. Seth Curry. From long range.
Avery Bradley.
Seth Curry is going to get a chance at 3 here. A career 84% free throw shooter. First one, count it. Knocks down the second free throw. Whoops, that won't go. To Butler. Throws it down. Jay, this is getting scary fast.
If you're the defense, you have to deny him the ball. Maybe throw a box and one. Maybe throw a zone. Maybe even throw the kitchen sink, because he's putting on a show in the first quarter.
Joel Embiid, second effort. On the follow. Way to stay with it.
Contact on a drive can be a beautiful thing. Making those tough shots can really help you build a mental advantage over your defender.
To Butler. Shot from in close, no good. Embiid, knocked loose. And that's going to get out of bounds. So possession stays with Philadelphia. Coach has seen enough. He wants some changes. New personnel onto the floor.
Number 3.
4-3. Well defended.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Butler guarded by Young. Add 2 points to the board.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
The assist from number 2.
Sixers have the basketball.
Hey, lock up, lock up.
Drives, but a shot won't go down.
That's superb defense. That's a defense getting there from the weak side.
Stuffs it down with authority.
How about right after the dunk, he looks right over towards the bench, gets a call from the coach about what defense they're in, and then gets his team set. Those are people that are able to lead men.
Fires the three, and a putback slam. Deep three at the buzzer. 1 quarter down. We have a tie ball game. A good start to this one. All tied up as we start the second. Sixers control it. To Howard. Can't connect from inside. To Butler. The jumper's off the mark. The follow won't go either. Knocked loose. Sixers have it.
We're going to see a team take the lead here?
Not done yet. Superman, Dwight Howard. He's 3 of 5, 60% shooting from the field.
I love the drive to the basket there. Instead of trying to go around or over, go through.
To Butler. Down low to Monroe. The pass set it all up.
Great job using that shoulder to create contact with the defender without hesitation.
It's in the hands of Philadelphia. Nothing going here on that drive. Bam Adebayo swats it.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
Oh, the slam popped out. Butler into the front court. Looking to make something happen. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
One more to his total. Shot clock, it's coming down to 4. Now down to 3. Going to launch beyond the arc, and he knocks it down.
I love the pure confidence on that jumper. He takes that 3 despite the defender being right in front of his face. That's borderline disrespectful.
And a nice finish at the rim.
Might have had an extra dribble or 2 there, but he got the shot he wanted.
He'd have the basketball. Scores from the post.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
Number 13, Bam Adebayo.
Drive to the basket, but the shot won't go. The follow won't go either. Superman, Dwight Howard. He's now 4 for 6.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
Has a chance. No good. No daylight. Great defense. Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle.
There's some players out there that like the freedom of space, and then we have the anomalies. We have the players who feel comfortable being uncomfortable, and almost the physicality of the game centers them and puts them right on balance every time.
Short jumper off the mark.
We call some of these players practice players. You know, the guys that make 5 out of 10 shots in practice, but then all of a sudden they're not gamers because then they're making 1 of 10. That's exactly what you want him to do. You want him to take those kind of shots.
Superman, Dwight Howard. He's now shooting 5 for 7.
And that is the sign of an unselfish team. When everybody in transition thinks they have a chance to get the ball because you have a willing passer, somebody willing to make other players on his team look great, that's only going to force your players to play that much harder on offense and give you more energy on the defensive end.
2 points for Danny Green.
Well, you know what the old saying is, when you assume you make a... You know what I'm talking about. You can't fault the D too much there. I was expecting to kick out 3. Oh! Out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready. And scores. Strong take.
Man, that may not have been a gimme, but that layup at the rim definitely chips away at the pride of the defense.
Miami's got it. Dwight Howard pins it.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
We get a whistle and a timeout here for Miami, as they'll take a moment to go over things here in the second quarter. Looks like both teams are making substitutions. Joel Embiid snatching it out of the air.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
Rebound taken by Olynyk. Taken by the Sixers.
That's called game plan execution to perfection. Every possession on the road is critical.
And they call the foul. Careful there, Jim.
Those cat-like hands almost got a steal.
Time to shuffle things up.
The game for Philadelphia, number 1, Mike Scott.
Get back.
To Bradley. Avery Bradley. He's finally on the board. Makes his first shot.
And when plays like that happen with multiple players touching the ball, the basketball gods will 100% reward you.
To Embiid. Nothing going here on that drive. Danny Green lets it fly from long range. That's how you defend.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
To Waiters. Goes to the right side. Bradley. Great feed. Jumper's good.
And ball movement is one of those great things. One of the things you learn early in this game is that if everybody gets involved, then everyone has a chance to win.
Baseline drive. Shot from the lane won't go.
And you have to remember that your hand is part of the ball. There wasn't enough contact on that play for the refs to blow the whistle.
To Waiters. That's out. Last touch by Dion Waiters. Looks like some substitutions are coming on in.
Number 40, Udonis Haslem.
Oh, the Heat right there to take it away.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
Dwight Howard at the line for a chance at a three-point play. 56% for his career. One free throw, count it. It's a three-point play, and the lead up to 8. To Bradley. And the reward, he's going to the line.
Ed, as a defender, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot foul in the act of upward motion into your shot. Your timing needs to be better.
Udonis Haslem at the line for 2 shots. Shoots it at 75% for his career. First free throw is good. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. To Danny Green. Lets it fly from beyond the arc.
To number 0, Avery Bradley. That's his 3rd personal foul.
Danny Green. He's going to get 3 shots here. A career 81% free throw shooter. And hits the first free throw. And he misses the second. Nice pass to set things up. A big finish at the rim.
It's that easy, Ed. You never want to leave any doubt when attacking the rim.
To Danny Green. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
The free throw good as he completes the three-point play, and the lead is up to 9. Butler to bring it up. He'll run the offense. To Bradley. Passed it off and finishes strong.
I see the easy dunk, but what I don't see is energy. Scream, do something, get yourself emotionally involved in the game.
Philadelphia with the basketball. To Embiid. Knocked loose. He'd come up with it. He throws it down.
Well, look, you can't be caught flat-footed on defense. You need to be on the balls of your feet, especially in transition. You have to jab at that guy with the ball, hedge at him. Make him think that maybe you will take him. Maybe you'll fan out to a defender on the perimeter, but still keep him guessing. But when you don't do that, that's easy money.
Knocked loose. That's a turnover. It goes the other way. Can't slam it down. Bradley to Butler. shot by Bradley, no good. On the follow, way to stay with it.
Contact on a drive can be a beautiful thing. Making those tough shots can really help you build a mental advantage over your defender.
Jimmy Butler rejects it.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Oh, nice find for the basket.
And the defense keeps sticking to those flare screens. Just don't flare out to the three-point line. Flare to the rim for a lob.
Gets it in the right corner. Embiid. That's off the side of the rim, short. The follow won't go either. Miami with the basketball. Ah, the monster stuff.
Oh, man, did you see that swiftness? He dunked that thing like a tennis ball.
It looked like that in his hand. To Howard. Embiid. Here's a chance from long range. Great defense, forcing the miss. Butler. Baseline drive. Converts in the paint. Nice finish at the rim.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Cashes in for two.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. Over to the right side. And he's fouled. Very close. Free throws coming up.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
Danny Green, a couple of free throws on the way. Shooting 66% in this contest. Oops, he missed the first one. Good bounce back, hits the second. It's a 1-of-2 trip. It's the Heat with the possession. To Waiters. Dion Waiters. He is shooting well. He's made 2/3 of his shots.
Because in certain players' mind, it doesn't matter if they're amongst the trees or not. They're always going to be the giant in the paint.
Knocked loose. He'd get control. And finishes strong.
The assist from number 11, Dion Waiters.
Deep three at the buzzer. That'll do it for the first half. The Heat with the lead.
Hey everyone, it's Jalen Rose, and I've got your EA Sports halftime report. The Heat have themselves a narrow lead. They decided to make a statement in the opening half. And they did it by throwing down dunk after dunk after dunk. I think the rim is still shaking. Have a look at the leading scores for the Miami Heat. The 76ers are keeping things exciting in a close matchup. And the offensive glass was their domain. They scored plenty of second chance points, asserting themselves in the paint. These are the guys getting buckets for the Philadelphia 76ers.
Game track. Steals.
We might be enjoying these first half highlights of steals, but I'm sure the coaches won't be in the next film session. Neither of these teams have been consistently able to maintain control of the basketball.
Player of the half.
Butler is doing everything he can on defense to get the win. He's blocking shots, he's getting steals, and he's setting the tone for his team.
Who was cold?
What can you say about a guy like this? Except that he fits the title of this segment. He was definitely cold in that first half. Here are the top plays from the opening half.
Number 2. Number 1.
All right, back to the second half. I'll see you after the game.
Sixers have the basketball. To Embiid. Joel Embiid. 3 for 6 now.
Strong finish. That's what you need, regardless of contact, focusing on the rim.
To Butler.
Hey, watch the screen.
Joel Embiid tips it.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
A lot of contact, no whistle. Basket's good on the follow. Way to stay with it.
I love the drive to the basket there. Instead of trying to go around or over, go through.
Missed it. How'd that not go down? Knocked loose. He'd come up with it.
Don't rush this now. The game's been tight so far.
Greg Monroe. Huge block.
Just incredible timing on that swap.
Throws it up. Oh, blocked away.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
To Embiid. And he finishes at the rim.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
It's the Heat with the possession. To Monroe. The big guy, Greg Monroe. He's now 4 for 6.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
He was smothered and still gets it to go down.
In the paint, you need to finish just like that.
To Butler. Waiters. Trying to cash in. Wide open look, won't go.
This game is all about the small victories, though. The execution on that play was on point. You keep executing like that, those shots are going in eventually.
Butler into the front court. Our score all even in this third quarter. Joel Embiid able to recover with the block.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
Has a look. Deep two there, won't go.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
It's good, and one.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number one, create contact, and number two, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Free throw's good. A three-point play. And with that, they go up by 3. To Embiid. Rebound taken by Miami. Butler to bring it up. Looking to make something happen. And he's fouled. Earns a trip to the foul line, Jay.
The game is too tight for you to be taking risks like that. You want to avoid foul trouble at all costs.
Kelly Olynyk has got 2 shots coming. Shoots it at 75% for his career. Knocks down the first. Two for 2 on that trip. Another chance. Rebound taken by Olynyk. Spinning shot won't fall.
And this is where you know you have the offense right where you want them. Every possession, all you see them doing is complaining to the ref, complaining to each other. You're making the game uncomfortable. That's the mark of a good defense.
And draws the foul. Danny Green at the line for 2 shots. At this juncture, he's shooting 60% from the line. Off the mark on the first free throw. Knocks down the second after missing the first. Oh, whistle.
And you can't lunge like that.
Slams it down.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
They snuffed it out. Tobias Harris missed it.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Joel Embiid with a piece. And he stepped out of bounds. Turns the ball over. Butler. To Monroe. Has a chance. The big guy, Greg Monroe. He's now shooting 5 for 7. To Danny Green. Greg Monroe sends it away.
Here's one of the biggest secrets as we move into this new...
Got a piece of it.
Jumping out the gym right now, Ed.
Great anticipation. Joel Embiid sends it away.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Now ready for a couple of free throws.
I don't know about that one, Ed. I always thought your hand was part of the ball.
Team foul number 2. For the Philadelphia 76ers.
Tobias Harris, couple of free throws on the way. He's perfect from the line so far. First one goes down. Able to convert on both free throws. Butler into the front court. Up 6. Knocked loose. Great hustle. That's what you like to see. Flushes it home.
I mean, defense, is it that easy? Can I see some reaction after somebody gets an easy dunk? Some yelling, some kind of emotion? I need you to get involved back in this ballgame.
Offensive Green punching it home with the putback slam.
He usually pays his bills doing things around the perimeter. Nice work right there around the rim.
Butler to bring it up. Up by 6. To Waiters. Driving right to the basket. Dion Waiters. He's 3 of 5. 60% shooting from the field.
Man, that may not have been a gimme, but that layup at the rim definitely chips away at the pride of the defense.
Danny Green can't get that one to go. Defense all over him.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Short jumper off the mark. Embiid. Nothing going here on that drive. No good, but 2 shots coming up for Joel Embiid.
Aggressive play there, but you can't fault the defender for being up in the shooter. You need to contest shots, each and every one of them.
Joel Embiid has got 2 shots coming. For his career, 77% at the line. And he connects on the first free throw. And fails to hit them both. Hits the first, misses the second. To Butler. Right time, right player.
Can't teach height.
Opposing coach is going to counter, make some changes of his own.
76ers, number 20, Dwight Howard.
Butler.
You got it.
Shot clock for the Heat down to 3. For 3. Rebound taken by the Sixers. Harris. Heat get control. Oh, he's denied.
Oh, big man doing work right there.
And he's going to the line to shoot.
Smart play to rip through the extended arm of the defender. That will get you to the free throw line every time.
First one, count it. Second one off the mark. He goes 1 for 2. Blocked away. And that one is out. They're going to make some changes with some new personnel on the floor. Short jumper misses. Dwight Howard with the block.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
He'd have the basketball. Oh, too much contact. Free throws on the way.
This drives me nuts when I see fouls like that being called in a close game. Sometimes you just gotta let them play, ref.
James Johnson at the line for 2 shots. For his career, 69% at the line. Can't connect on the first free throw. Second one's good. Splits the pair. Right down the lane, but the shot won't go. Butler into the front court. Lead stands at 7. Curling inside. Count the basket. 2 more points in the paint.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Sixers control it. Drive on the baseline, but his shot stays out.
I agree. I thought there was a foul, but also it's all about your approach. You can't come down the lane and jump off one leg. It's called a power lift. Go off 2 legs and expect the contact.
Butler. From the painted area, won't go down. To Seth Curry. Oh, great pass, setting up the basket.
So many people think making assists is creating something razzle and dazzle. Sometimes giving the ball up early is the right play and the most efficient.
To Butler. Won't go down. Defender's lucky he wasn't called. Young into the front court. The margin standing now at 7. And scores.
Sometimes you hear people give all these fancy breakdowns, tell you all these different things they can do. That was just plain old simple bully basketball. Muscled his way through the lane.
It goes down.
There's something to be said about a guy that can make the game easier for everybody else on the court. We call that dropping dimes, very similar to the way I'm dropping nuggets on this broadcast.
Short jumper stays out. Cruises inside for 2.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
To Tobias Harris. Fires the 3. He still can't find his range from deep. It's no good. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Seth Curry to Howard. Easy path to the rim. Now the Heat going to use a timeout as their coaching staff wants to talk things over here in this 3rd quarter. New blood coming in for both sides.
Subbing in for the Heat, number 11, Dion Waiters.
Waiters to Butler. And counted at the rim.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Miami's got it. Butler to Waiters. Probing the defense. Butler. Layup goes down. Well done.
Contact on a drive can be a beautiful thing. Making those tough shots can really help you build a mental advantage over your defender.
Seth Curry off the mark. Good defense.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
Beyond the arc for three. That's not his range. It's no good. To Howard. The drive. Right to the basket. From the outside. No good. Great looking vision. Nice finish at the rim.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
And he's fouled. A trip to the line coming up.
Love the fact that the shooter created contact on the upward motion to shoot the basketball. Big time play.
Seth Curry, couple of free throws on the way. Shooting 66% in this contest. Misses the first. So he goes 1 for 2 from the line after hitting on the second. Butler matched up with Seth Curry. Footer at the buzzer. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at three coming up.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number one, create contact, and number two, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Jimmy Butler trying to cash in on a three-point play. A career 83% free throw shooter. Free throw up and good as they open things up to a 13-point lead. Deep three at the buzzer. Third quarter comes to an end. The fourth quarter on the way as the Heat enjoy some breathing room. So the Heat will have it to start this fourth and final quarter. And if they were looking good at halftime, Jay, they're really looking good now.
They really turned up that intensity in the third quarter. They were looking to put this game out of reach, and they've come out close to doing it.
Butler to Monroe, trying to cash in. A shot no good there for Monroe. Nice touch around the basket with the tip.
You know, it reminds me out of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Just off the mark. Sixers able to clear the rebound. Has a look. Defender was right there. He has to know better. The follow won't go either. Adebayo up against the 8-time All-Star. Bradley to Butler. Yes, and a foul. Hell of a chance at a three-point play.
Ed, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
Jimmy Butler at the line for a chance at a three-point play. Hasn't missed yet. Free throws good. Add one more to the total. This game feels out of reach. They'll get it down to Johnson. Off the assist.
Strong finish. That's what you need, regardless of contact, focusing on the rim.
Butler to bring it up. His guys hold a commanding lead. Bradley to Monroe. Oh, he had him there for a second. Butler guarded by Howard. 5 to shoot for Miami. Butler for 2. Deep 2 there, won't go. To Nick Young. Shot from the lane, won't go. To Bradley. Doesn't have the touch, no good.
And this is where you know you have the offense right where you want them. Every possession, all you see them doing is complaining to the ref, complaining to each other. You're making the game uncomfortable. That's the mark of a good defense.
To Howard. Almost. Unlucky bounce. Bradley. To Butler. Amir Johnson swats it.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
The Heat have the rebound. Bradley. And takes it away.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
So important to take care of the basketball. Easy 2 on the other end after the turnover.
Just wait a second, Ed. Wait 1 second. Can we go back to the play before this great play that we just saw? Just because you have a bad offensive possession, you can't allow that to go down and reciprocate itself on the defensive end. 1 bad play does not make 2 bad plays. You have to bounce back. That's how you play this game.
Oh, he's denied.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Goes reverse to lay it in.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Bradley. That's off the side of the rim, no good. Howard, he'd come up with it. To Butler. Missed a wide open look. Knocked loose. A drive to the basket, but the shot rattles around and out. Got a piece of it.
Jumping out the gym right now, Ed.
Great anticipation. Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. Finger roll, finishing with finesse.
The okey doke. Let's see if he'll try that one again.
He gets it.
And a lot of passers usually have their head on the swivel, but ultimately, either you have a feel for the game or you don't.
To Nick Young. From long range. Danny Green can't get that one to go. Defense all over him.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Count it, and the foul. He is going to the line for a free throw.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Bam Adebayo trying to cash in on the three-point play. For his career, 72%. Free throw's good as they continue to widen their lead. To Howard. Driving right to the basket. He cruises in for two. Too easy.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
Butler into the front court. His guys holding the big lead. And Jay, they call the foul.
Just a tic-tac foul.
Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. Shot won't go. The follow won't go either. 4-3. He engulfed him that time.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
To Butler. Dwight Howard pins it.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
To Tobias Harris. Now ready to shoot at the line.
You got to know your personnel. That's not someone you want to send to the line for a free two.
Tobias Harris. He's got 2 shots coming. He's been steady. 83% at the line. First free throw is good.
For the 76ers, number 34, Nick Young. Entering the game for the Miami.
And gets both to drop at the line. Miami with the basketball to Butler. Big finish at the rim. Jay, that's been the story this evening.
I mean, another one? Another dunk? Another easy possession? I mean, how demoralizing can this be for the team? Why am I the only one yelling? I don't see anybody on the bench yelling. I don't see anybody on the court even angry right now.
Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
I'm not sure that wasn't an offensive foul, but take it when you can get it.
Fires the three. They snuffed it out. Tobias Harris missed it. Perfect feed to set up the basket.
2 points. The assist from number 14.
To Howard. Count the basket at the rim.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Here we go. Here we go. I got ball.
Waiters. Wide open look won't go. Short jumper stays out. Count it.
In the paint, you need to finish just like that.
It's in the hands of Philadelphia. To Embiid. Won't go. Bam Adebayo. Snatching it out of the air.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
To Waiters. Layup's good. Those are the types of shots you always strive for.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
Pass stolen by Miami. Won't go down. Embiid. Going to launch beyond the arc. Textbook defense.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
For Miami.
Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes.
Philadelphia 76ers, number 23, Terrence Ferguson. Into the game for the Miami Heat, number 55.
Lets it fly from long range.
Defensive foul to number 23.
Tobias Harris is going to get a chance at 3 here. At the line, he's shooting 87%. And hits the first free throw. Second and 3 is good. And he missed it. 2 for 3 on this trip. Dwight Howard rejects it.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
To Butler. Ferguson slams it down.
The pass was really good, but what I love most about the play, Ed, was that every player that ran in transition had active hands, which means they were active targets. They provided a target for the player to deliver the pass. That's how you work together as teammates.
Butler. Here comes the screen. Butler defended by Howard. Another chance. Joel Embiid tips it.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
Lets it fly from beyond the arc. He was all over him. It's the Heat with the possession. To Butler. And a putback slam.
Oof, really showing no mercy here. This one is out of hand, and the offense is still pouring it on.
Ferguson to Howard. Heat get control.
Let's just let the clock run out. We got to get out of here. I got a dinner to go to.
And the basket good at the rim.
And did you see the lift on the shot? Did you see the ball release off the hand? To be able to have the concentration to finish with such a feathery touch in the midst of contact, that's something special to watch.
Kelly Olynyk, huge block.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
Waiters matched up with Ferguson to Butler. Here comes the screen. Butler. And look out. Big finish at the rim.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat five, but we're watching one man carry 4 other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
Howard, shot from in close, no good. It's the Heat with the possession. To Waiters. They'll go to Butler, down low. Off the assist.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
Oh, the Heat right there to take it away.
I tried to work the clock here, but you have to take care of the ball in this possession.
Waiters to Butler. Shot clock for the Heat down to 3. Butler misfires. It's no good. Here's a chance from long range. Buries the 3.
And there's no longer room on this court for players that cannot think on the fly. Especially in transition defense, you have to acknowledge and analyze the situation. If a guy isn't a shooter, almost jab at him and make sure you run out to the guys that are fanning out to the three-point shot. Stop that three-point shot and allow the defense to get back and maybe contest the shot at the rim for a layup.
The Heat with the victory as they win this one in very convincing fashion. For Jay Williams and all our crew, I'm Ed Cohen saying so long for now. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
And I've got your EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Heat put together
Game
a nice
1-5
win here
Philadelphia
today.
76ers
Sometimes a team can hurt
107
itself by
Miami
being
Heat
so
1-3-1
aggressive on
final.
defense. And sometimes a team can guarantee itself a win by using defensive aggression in a focused way, like we saw here today. The 76ers put up a fight, but didn't get their hands raised at the end. And even though some of them smiled and shook hands with the other guys after the game, you could tell by the way they headed to the tunnels how disappointed they were about this loss. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Philadelphia 76ers.
Game track. Assists.
The Miami Heat were very impressive in the way they shared the ball, giving each other the opportunity to not just take good shots, but great shots. That's what I believe made the difference for them in this game, that being the great assists.
Player of the game.
Butler gets the award for the most obvious reason, and that's his scoring output. He couldn't be stopped, and it was incredible to watch.
Who was cold?
This isn't the segment you want to be in, of course, but even the best players find their way into this part of the show. We handpicked them for you. Here are the top plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
These are the upcoming matchups for the Miami Heat. And that does it for our post-game wrap-up. On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose. Thanks for joining us.